Out of the Blue, proudly brought to you by San Remo. We're family.
Another surprise!
Out of the blue.
You want that with fries?
Out of the blue. Come with me across the sea on a barbecue. We're gonna cook for you.
Nothing but blue skies!
Out of the blue.
You want some chili with those fries?
Out of the blue.
Hi, I'm Mike Keelan and welcome to Out of the Blue. Well, today we're going on a train trip. Now, it's no ordinary train trip. It's part of the Steamranger Cockle Train experience. And today we're in the Duke of Edinburgh. It's a magnificent loco that was built in 1936 at Islington here in South Australia. And I'm really looking forward to this experience because it really is one of the true great train stories of the world.
Also on today's program, an exciting journey along Goolwa Beach to the mouth of the mighty River Murray.
So we're talking about the longest river in Australia, 2,500 kilometres.
We're going to be searching for cockles, and Adam, well, he has a recipe for seafood lasagna.
This is the one that you back out for the missus, you know, when you're in a bit of strife, you know.
Yeah.
She'll dig this one, mate, let me
Okay.
tell you.
We're at Goolwa on South Australia's south coast, about an hour's drive from Adelaide, and it's where the River Murray meets the sea. We start our journey on this grand steam train at the Steamranger depot in Goolwa. This remarkable team of volunteers operate the trains, maintain the rolling stock, and look after the railway tracks as well. This morning, the crew is up early to get the train ready for the day's journey. Engine man Peter Brown is taking care of some last-minute maintenance. Fireman John Gordon is firing up the boiler. This remarkable locomotive is the Duke of Edinburgh, and it's the star attraction of today's journey. After all of John's hard work, it looks like we're getting up a good head of steam. We're all set to go, just need to reverse back and hook up the carriages. John and Peter have it all under control.
It's amazing what goes on behind the scenes to get this beautiful train ready to pick up its passengers. And we'll be doing that in just a moment. After the break, we're going to be hitting the rails with the famous cockle train.
We're on the Cockle Train. The Steamranger tourist train runs between Goolwa and Victor Harbour. Engine man Peter and fireman John have been working hard so that the passengers can come aboard for this unique experience. Young and old, we all enjoy the chance to ride the rails. Our guard today is Ray Green, another of the many volunteers who keep this railway running. The Cockle Train travels along the oldest steel railway in Australia. It dates back to 1887, when it linked the River Murray and the ocean wharfs at Port Elliot and later at Victor Harbour. The Cockle Train commences its run at Goolwa Station along the River Murray, and after crossing the main Goolwa to Victor Road, the line heads off across the plains to Middleton, picking up or dropping off passengers on request.
This is in the centre of all the carriages. It's the guards van, and I've got volunteer Ray, who is the guard on our train. Ray, tell us about what you actually do on the train.
On the train, I actually hook the train up, make sure the guard is actually in charge of the train. Okay, the loco crew is supposed to do what I tell them to do, but unfortunately they got other ideas. But no, as I say, the guard is responsible for the whole train, and passenger safety as well. And that's what we do. We've got to make sure when we're in stations that we don't leave anybody behind or people try. And the crew are trained to do had to stop the train in emergency.
All volunteers, of course.
All volunteers today, yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Meanwhile, Peter and John are hard at work, keeping the boiler burning and guiding this big loco along the tracks. For a short while, the train heads inland for a fast run across this stretch of rail, but soon it's back to the coast.
Now we are running down along the edge of the beach into Victor Harbour now. The next point of interest is Watson's Gap, which is built across a little creek. Now it's named after the Reverend Watson, who was an early resident of Port Elliot.
Just 30 minutes after leaving Goolwa, a train arrives in Victor Harbour. It really is a great train journey. After all the excitement of our train ride, I've discovered a very different way to see the South Coast. It's Shane Wade's Murray Mouth Tours. Shane runs these tours along Goolwa Beach in his big red bus.
It's obviously a four-wheel drive bus, and it allows us to bring people down to experience the Murray Mouth here in South Australia. So we're talking about the longest river in Australia, 2,500 kilometres, and this is where it runs out to the Southern Ocean here at the mouth of the Murray River. So basically the tours, we pick people up at Victor Harbour, Middleton, Port Elliot and Goolwa Beach. Pick people up along the way, then we drive for 12 kilometres along the beach here, the Goolwa Beach.
Hey, this is great fun, zooming along the beach in our safe four-wheel drive bus. Shane makes a stop partway along the beach because he has an activity for everyone to enjoy. And that's why he's handing out these small buckets. We're going to harvest some cockles. It looks a bit cold in the water, but everyone's going to give it a go.
Well, that's how you actually catch cockles or pippies. You get out there and do the cockle shuffle. Now, I got plenty of helpers today, so I'm nice and warm. But yeah, you roll up the strides, get out there, and on the tide going out, you shuffle around, they come up to the surface, and you've got one of the sea's best delicacies.
It looks like they've managed to harvest a few legal cockles, so I'll be claiming them for Adam's recipe a little later on. And then we arrive at the mouth of the Murray, and it's terrific to see it from here. Some of the crew throw in a line to catch some fish. I'm not sure of their chances, but it's a spectacular part of our coast.
A lot of lives were lost here. A lot of ships were wrecked on the sandbars. And those breakers there that don't look too bad here when you get out there, they have turned over many, many ships. And like I say, many lives have been lost just in this area here. Keep in mind the Murray Mouth does move numbers of kilometres over the years. So it might have been this exact location, could have been down by Barker's Knoll there further. So yeah, it's always changing, always different.
Well, thanks to Shane and Murray Mouth Tours, we are here at the mighty Murray Mouth at Goolwa. And it's a sight to behold really, because most Australians have seen the Murray at some stage as it meanders down through different states to finish up here. Along the way, you know, offering transportation and food, fishing all the way through to down here. Behind me, I think they're still trying to catch some food. Maybe some Kurong mullet, some beautiful flathead and mulloway, of course. But the Murray is so important to Australia, and to see it finally end its journey through Australia down here at Goolwa is a must-see. It's well worth the visit.
Those pippies that Michael got his hands on look amazing. And coming up after the break, I'm going to whip up a seafood lasagna you don't want to miss out on. Earlier in the show, Michael showed us how cockles are harvested along Goolwa Beach. It's the cockle shuffle, twisting your feet in the sand to expose the cockles and bringing them to the surface. At a commercial level, they use the same technique, except on a much bigger scale, harvesting to their quotas throughout the year. This is a unique processing facility that brings in regular supplies of cockles or pippies for the commercial market. This sophisticated biofilter processing facility purges the cockles so that there is no sand and grit and makes the cockles ready to eat. In the old days, pippies were used just for bait, but now most of the catch is for the restaurant trade or for eating at home. The catch is carefully sorted to ensure high quality and then packed into 1 kilo bags for the retail market. The cockles have a 10-day shelf life, and I reckon I can use them in my seafood lasagna.
Hey Adam, beautiful day down here at Victor Harbour.
Perfect, Michael.
It is, and I've got something pretty special for you. Well, look at these Goolwa pippies.
Excuse me?
Goolwa cockles. These are fabulous. You
They
can
are,
cook
mate.
with those.
They're gorgeous, look
Yes,
at them.
export
Beautiful.
quality, packed to perfection. Now, what are you going to cook today?
We're going to do a seafood lasagna, and this thing here is perfect.
Well, I was looking at it. It looks like a very fine consistency of, what have you got in there?
Okay, so literally what we've got in here, Michael, is some cherry tomatoes, just chopped up, some basil, some garlic, and some parsley. And we just put it into a food processor and just blend it. That's our sauce.
That looks very simple and
our
it looks
sauce.
delicious. Now, what else? What
And
else?
the thing we're using San Remo instant lasagna sheets. So this
we
is
are.
the great thing. You do not need to cook your lasagna sheets. They're instant, so we just layer them down and we get the, layer upon layer, you know? And we get our lasagna building. So we've got some beautiful pippies, oysters, King George whiting.
Oh, look at that. I
Some
just
prawns.
have to, just to show that. The King George whiting. Have a look at that.
This is amazing. So we just want to take the wing off, just come through there like so. Make sure you cut it all out. I'll get you to chop that up into small pieces for
Okay,
me.
all right.
But we need to get our pippies into here. So this is, we're going to use our pippies as well.
The virgin olive oil.
Of course, only the best, the Balducci.
Yes.
Look at that, good amount.
And here we go.
In they go. So we just want to steam them open. I'll get my lid back.
Now, you tell me how big?
Bite size, so make sure that you're cutting everything to bite size. All right,
Okay.
baking tray, please.
Baking tray there.
Our San Remo instant lasagna sheets, Michael. Now,
With little fuss.
number one tip, little fuss. You need to add sauce to the base, no matter what, okay? This is the great thing about the San Remo instant lasagna sheets.
Now, this is cold.
This is cold, we haven't cooked it. Okay, everyone says you've got to make a suga sauce 6 hours, 3 hours. Don't worry about that.
Okay, where you go.
We need to just make sure fresh and clean. In we go with the sheets like so. More sauce on top. Make sure you got plenty of sauce.
Yep.
Now we need to add our seafood. So we've got our whiting, just little pieces scattered around, Michael. All right, in with the oysters.
Oh, this is going to be sensational.
Yeah, this is real decadent, mate. This is the one that you back out for the missus, you know, when you're in a bit of strife, you know.
Yeah.
She'll dig this one, mate, let me
Okay.
tell you. Beauty. All right, so we've got a decent amount of seafood in there now, okay? What we need to do is get another layer of pasta over the top. And Michael, all you do is just keep repeating that process over the top. So just basically keep building it up till your basic baking dish is all nice and full. Now don't overfill it. All right, you can scatter the seafood around.
So it doesn't have to be skin up or anything like that?
No, because what's happened is this lasagna is going to go into the oven about 180 degrees for about 40 to 45 minutes, okay? And what happens is, whilst it's cooking away, that rawness of the tomato and the garlic and the basil and the parsley starts to cook out and gets beautiful and tasty. Doesn't overpower our seafood.
How many oysters?
Well, yeah, well, there's one less. There was meant to be one in there. Yeah, good man, we did all that. Beautiful. Final
Finish the
layer.
top
There
layer.
we go, okay. Now, no seafood on top, it's going to burn in the oven, but plenty of the sauce. This is easy, mate.
It's fantastic.
Okay. A lasagna has to be baked in an oven, of course, you know. So I brought along a wonderful...
How are you going to do it? No.
Well, just have a
No,
look
I
over
don't
here.
believe
I brought
it.
an oven with me today.
Seriously, don't believe this.
You brought the Pippi train, or I brought the Pippi oven. I mean, no, the beautiful oven.
That is amazing.
So, in the oven.
Ooh, I can feel the heat. Now, Adam, you cook that for what, 40 minutes? 45?
About 40, 45 minutes, and I cover it. In the last 5 to 10 minutes, I take the covering off and make sure you get some nice colour.
Look at that.
Oh, let's get in there.
Well,
Oh.
you know, you've sort of convinced me to have a crack
Yeah?
at lasagna. I never would have attempted it at all. No, seriously.
Now look, we've got the, doesn't matter there. I want to finish with these beautiful pippies on top, Michael.
Look at that.
Let's get some of them.
This is going to taste amazing.
Here it is, my seafood lasagna with Goolwa pippies.
Being back in Goolwa reminds me of when I cooked fish and chips with a difference with my mate Michael. That's coming up after the break.
Good stuff.
Oh, it's a perfect spot, isn't it?
It's the Goolwa Regatta Yacht Club, 1854.
The year of the stockade.
What stockade?
The Australian stockade.
Eureka Stockade.
That as well
Yes,
too, all right?
but this was the first sailing club in Australia. It's terrific. Now, I'm still a little bit peckish. You know?
Well, I've got you. I'm going to do fish and chips with a difference. We've got fantastic Coorong product, the mullet and the mulloway or the butterfish. And we're going to do a beautiful tempura batter for you. And all I'm going to do is put pepper and salt, because I always like to flavour my batter, because there's no point putting salt and pepper on top once it's cooked. So I'm just going to mix that up. So what I've done, I've already made my batter. Look at this.
Now, how'd you make that?
I just use cold soda water. That's what they use in Japanese cooking tempura. Cold water, it's got to be aerated. La.
Right.
But you can also use beer, but it's got to be aerated and it's got to be cold.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is just coat my fish, and I'll do the thing. You just got to drape the excess.
Just like your regular fish and chip shop here.
Absolutely. In my pan.
Look at
so
that.
that's a bit. I'm
Michael.
going to do a bit of mullet. That beautiful Coorong mullet.
Michael.
And the beauty about this mullet, why it's so well known, because the water's here nutrient rich. Now you're going to make your special little thing.
Okay, look, I've got the bowl here. I've already put some pepper and salt in, and cream fresh will go in here now. Now, put a little bit in to start with. It's important. Don't overdo it initially. The capers I've already cut up very finely, and the little cornichons are cut up there, so they go in there, along with onion. Now, it depends on really how much you want yourself, but not a lot. You can just get a little bit out there. Finely chopped, as you can see. And use red, it's not as strong as white or brown. A little bit of parsley in there like that. Squeeze a lemon, and the zest, I'll just zest off a little bit of lemon in there, not a lot. And this is something you really fiddle around with yourself and get your own taste. And you don't make it, if you can just see there, you don't make it you don't let the cream fresh but take over. You sort of get a nice consistency there. What I might do, where would you like it?
What?
The little dob of this.
Oh, I think we put it in a little bowl, don't you? Empty it out. No one saw that, did they?
No one saw that.
Got the camera?
You know the other thing that you could put on there
What?
just now? A dusting of hot paprika. Just so it was on there. It would be beautiful.
Who gave you that
Finish
idea?
it off. I just thought of it.
And this is Coorong tempura, mulloway and butterfish with Mickey's special dipping sauce.
We started our program at the Steamranger depot in Goolwa with this impressive steam loco preparing for its day's work. The cockle train journey doesn't end at Victor Harbour. No sooner has it arrived and the engineer and fireman are off to turn the train around for the return trip to Goolwa.
Well, that's our program from today from Goolwa. We've dug cockles, we've cooked with cockles, and we've been on the cockle train. It's just about to head back to Goolwa from Victor Harbour. Why don't you go to our Facebook site, outofthebluetv.com. See you next time.
We're going to take this on the steam train. Look. There we go. Don't worry, get it on there.
Out of the Blue proudly brought to you by San Remo. We're family.